Hello and welcome to the Mastercam 2018 Lathe Video Training Series Tutorial 2. In this tutorial, we will create the geometry for the part. We will create all of the necessary construction lines and trim the unneeded wireframe. We will also learn how to create lines given their endpoint locations and how to create a line with a given angle and length. Next, we will create the necessary toolpaths to machine the part. We will set up the stock size and clamping method, select a machine definition. The outer diameter of the part will be faced, roughed, and finished. Two grooving toolpaths will be created, one using the width of the tool and one by a chain. Drill toolpaths will also be created to center drill and drill the part. We will also backplot and verify the file. We will begin by selecting the lathe default machine definition. Select the Machine tab, select Lathe, and choose the default definition. This allows you to select the plane to the lathe plus D plus Z and to be able to enter the coordinates based on the lathe axes. Select the Planes tab as shown. The Planes Manager panel will appear in the graphics window. Select plus D plus Z and click on the C and T columns next to the plus D plus Z plane to set your construction plane and tool plane. Next, we will create a rectangle given the width, height, and anchor position. From the Wireframe tab, select Rectangle. Enter the width as 3 inches and the height as 0.7 inches. Select the fast point icon from the selection bar or press the spacebar on your keyboard. Enter the coordinates as 0, -3 and press enter. When you are working with the plus D plus Z plane, enter the coordinates in the order of D, Z. Press the OK button to exit the command. Then, select Fit to Screen. Next, we will create parallel lines as we did in the first tutorial. Zoom out if necessary so you can see the entire rectangle on your screen. From the Lines group, select Line Parallel. Select Entity A and pick a point to the left. Enter the offset distance as 0.25 and press Enter. Select Entity A again and pick a point to the left. Enter the offset distance to 0.6 and press Enter. Select Entity A, select a point to the left, enter the offset distance as 1.1 and press Enter. Next, select Entity B. Select a point above it and enter the offset distance as 0.15 and press Enter. Select Entity B, click a point above it, and enter the offset distance as 0.35 and press Enter. Select Entity B again, select a point above it, and enter the offset distance as 0.5 and press Enter. Select the OK button to finish the command. Next, we will create the fillets. From the Modify group, select Fillet Entities. Make sure the radius is 0.25 and select Entity A and Entity B and press Enter to continue. Next, change the radius to 0.1. Select Entity B and then Entity C here. Then select Entity C again and select Entity D. Select Entity D again and select Entity E. And then press the OK button to exit the command. If your part appears different from mine, press the Undo button and repeat the fillet steps, making sure you are picking the entities in the right order. Next, we will trim the geometry. From the Modify group, select Trim, Break, Extend, and enable Divide Delete. Select Entity A here. Then select Entity B and Entity C. Then select Entity D and press the OK button to exit the command. We will now create more parallel lines to be used as construction lines and as part of the geometry. We will also use the Line Endpoints command to create the angled line. From the Wireframe tab, select Line Parallel. Select Entity A as shown and pick a point above the line. Enter the offset distance as 0.15 and press Enter. Next, select Entity B here and pick a point to the right. Enter the offset distance as 0.84 and press Enter. Select Entity B again as shown and pick a point to the right. Enter the offset distance as 1 and press Enter. Select Entity B again, pick a point to the right, and enter the offset distance as 1.5 inches and press Enter. Then select the OK button to exit the command. We will now create an angled line. From the Lines group, select Line Endpoints. Select Endpoint A as shown, and then select Endpoint B. Then press the OK button to exit the command. Next, we will trim the geometry. From the Modify group, select Trim, Break, Extend, and enable Trim to Entities. First, select Entity A here. Then, select Entity B, the angled line. Select Entity C here. Then select Entity D. Select Entity D again, and select Entity E. Next, enable the Divide Delete option. Select Entity A here, then select Entity B, and press the OK button to exit the command. We will now delete the remaining construction lines. Select these lines as shown. And press the Delete button on your keyboard. Your geometry should appear as shown. If your part looks different from mine, press the Undo button and go back to a step where our parts match. Then repeat the steps, making sure that you select the correct entities in the proper order. Next, save your file.